Hey everyone, I'm Cathy Kelley for Red Carpet Report, and we are here at the TheWrap pre-Oscar party where we're going to be talking to some of the nominees. Nice to meet you. You look sharp tonight.
Thank you so much. As a costume designer, you have to represent.
Yeah. So the costumes in American Hustle were phenomenal. I mean, they were so iconic and they got everyone talking about them. So how much work and preparation did it take for you to, go into that movie?
Well, as you can imagine, it was a lot of work. We had so many different script days. Amy Adams alone had 40 costume changes, Christian Bale 40 costume changes, and we had hundreds of extras that we had to dress in period clothes. So that was a big deal. And I really threw myself into researching the period. We watched every film, we read every book, we looked at all of the photographers and all the magazines of the period and really immersed ourselves into 1978. But at a certain point too, our director really kind of encouraged me to put the research aside and just work in a very intuitive and instinctual kind of way, and to really think about how these characters would want to present themselves to the world, and and make those decisions in a sort of bold and confident way. So
was that freeing for you?
It was very liberating, actually. Sometimes when you're working in a period, you really get bogged down with the details of hemlines and silhouettes and stuff like that. But we were just really thinking about these characters. We wanted it to be a really fresh presentation of the 1970s. We wanted it to be pumped full of blood and full of life. And so I think mixing a lot of vintage pieces with a lot of new pieces that I designed for the film sort of helped get the balance right.
And working with David O. Russell, you probably knew it was going to be a successful film, right?
I mean, the man has an incredible track record. I was so thrilled to have the opportunity to work with him. And he really taught me a lot about what I do. He really encouraged me to think so deeply about these characters, more deeply than I have ever thought about them before. And he kind of encourages his collaborators to get a little bit outside of their comfort zone into this kind of more intuitive space, and that's, I think, where the really interesting work happens.
I have to ask, so Amy Adams got a lot of attention from that movie and the costumes. There was even a Twitter account called Amy Adams Side Boob and that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
that's amazing. No, I have to go and check that out.
I tweeted something about Amy Adams after the movie and they retweeted it. I was like,
that's
okay.
Amazing.
But, I mean, it even, got attention from SNL. Did you expect that going into it?
All we wanted to do is really present these characters with a lot of imagination. We loved them so much, we cared about them. And, the provocative outfits that Amy wears just suited her character so well. She's really using her body as part of her hustle. Amy got herself into such great shape for the film. But we also liked this sort of almost tension of the costumes. When you're dressed in such a provocative, eye-catching way, there's not a lot between you and the world. You're really going out on a limb. So as well as being confident, there was a certain sort of vulnerability to them, and that really worked for the character.
When you were growing up, was there a film that stood out for you that just the costumes were something that you remembered?
I was really affected by The Piano, which is an amazing film that's set in the 1850s, I think. And it's this amazing combination of 1850s clothes, but the people live in the wilds of New Zealand countryside, and so everything was gritty and sweaty, and it felt very real, and it was put together in such a poetic and imaginative kind of way. It was very inspiring to me.
What other projects do you have coming up?
I'm designing the new Superman and Batman film. Yes, I am.
Are you excited about that?
Super excited. Yes, I'm designing the new Batsuit, and so that's coming along very well. We're having camera tests at the moment. And I'm also having an opportunity to design the new Wonder Woman costume. So
that's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Pressure?
It's a whole lot of pressure. I'm going to hope to really to do everyone proud. Dealing with these iconic figures, you really want to do justice to the legacy. We've done a lot of research into how these characters have been portrayed over the ages, and we're working hard to come up with costumes that really reverberate with modern audiences.
And what kind of materials are you using for that? Because I know that they're going to have to be moving around a lot on set.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating working on these superhero costumes because you really get to explore the forefront of costume technologies. We're using a lot of digital technologies. We're using scanners and 3D printers and all sorts of fantastic new exciting materials. So it's really a thrilling job.
Well, I'm so excited to see how those turn out, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you. Thank you.
It may be raining in LA, but it was great to talk to some of the nominees. If you like this video, click like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your Oscar predictions.